I'm so excited. What's up, y'all? I'm excited because this is my first video vlogging my poker career, my poker life, my poker journey. I've been wanting to start a vlog for a while. Now I'm finally doing it. So since this is my first video, I probably should start out with a little bit about me first. And this is the only time y'all gonna have to listen to a lot of talking. We're gonna get straight into the poker hands and all that. I'm originally from Houston, and I moved out here to Atlanta about 3 years ago. Maybe about 3.5 years ago. And, you know, I've been playing poker about mainly Texas Holdem about 10 years, 10 or 11 years. It's been a ride. It's been a rough ride, but it's been a ride. And, you know, I done learned some lessons, and I got my game down to where I'm pretty confident in my game. So now, you know, I want to start a vlog and, you know, show y'all my poker journey. Maybe a little bit of this can help y'all. I just got off of work, by the way. By trade, I'm a poker dealer. I started dealing about 5 years ago. I've been playing about 10 or 11. I started dealing about 5 years ago. Losing a lot, wanted to compensate some of that money, so the dealer never loses. And so I learned how to deal, and that's been going great. But I'm thinking in the future I'm gonna kind of pull back from dealing as much and just focus on playing now. We just had 2 rooms. The second room opened up, which is poker room. They've been open about 3 or 4 months. And then we got Little Kings and Queens. They've been open about a year. Atlanta is just now, the Atlanta area is just now getting poker rooms and getting acclimated to that, because before that we just had house games, or we had to drive about 2.5 to 3 hours up to Cherokee in North Carolina to get any poker action. But yeah, that's my backstory. Like I said, from Houston out here in Atlanta. My poker journey is gonna be mainly PLO. I fell in love with PLO, man. You know, I used to be the person at the table when, you know, how the game switches from, at a home game, it switches from Hold'em to Omaha. And I would hate that person who was hounding us, hey, let's play Omaha, let's play Omaha, who wants to play Omaha? I used to hate that person. Now I am that person. I'm trying to get the game to switch to Omaha, man. You know, it's a beautiful game, man. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. And if you're a poker enthusiast like me, obviously if you're watching this, because people who are not in our world, they don't understand what we do. Of course, Hold'em is still a beautiful game. When you're talking about tournaments and getting major notoriety, you're talking about Hold'em tournaments. So I'm still gonna, you know, compete as far as Hold'em tournaments go. I'm gonna be doing some of that, but this is mainly gonna be like a PLO vlog. I'm ready to go crazy. And Atlanta is a place where, like, we talk shit. We got gamblers. We got a lot of action here. It might get crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I like to talk trash when I play. So hopefully y'all ride with me for my journey. Today, you know, like I said, I just got off of work this morning. So it's probably about 8 something in the morning right now. I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep because I work overnight, obviously. I'm going to go to sleep after this, and then I'm going to wake up around about 4 maybe and head out. And probably, I'm probably either going to play a poker bar and grill. I'm going to see which location has some PLO going on. And I'm supposed to deal a house game at 8, but it might not kick. It might not start. We'll see how it goes, man. Next time y'all see me, you know, I'll be leaving the house, headed out to go play some poker, find some action around the city. You feel me? Stick with me. Okay. So, I'm gonna hope that sits there. Take this off. I woke up late, of course. I was just tired. Working at night kind of gets you sleeping off, but I woke up late. I'm headed to deal. I don't know if the game's gonna start. I'm late going there too. But I don't even know if the game's gonna start. It's been kind of slow, but I'm headed there to deal. And then if the game don't start, I'm gonna go play, of course. If it does start, I don't know how long it's gonna last. But I don't want to say I'm hoping it don't start. you know, it's been slow. And then I'll just probably have to play tomorrow for this video, but either way, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm in the car right now. Late AF on the way. Let's go deal. I'll keep y'all posted though. So it's about 2:35 right now. Nothing has gone as I planned it, but I end up dealing. I got to work. Game finally started at like 9:45. I pulled up about 8:30, didn't get started till 9:45. I dealt for about 4.5 hours. So I left there and came here to Poker Bar and Grill. I put my name on the list through Poker Atlas for the 1-3 round and round. They really didn't have any all PLO, you know, on there. So hopefully I can sit down. I guess I might sit down at 1-3 Holdem until a seat comes up on round and round. I'm really not trying to play any Holdem, but let's go in and see how it goes. So I buy in for 300, sit down at the Holdem 1-3 table. And a little disclaimer, guys, I play low stakes. I'm not a high roller. Please don't judge me. I play at my level that I can afford. The second hand dealt to me in the small blind, I get King 9 of spades. Another little disclaimer, I did not get full video of the action on this hand. This is my first time vlogging. I had to get used to everything. But I still wanted to include the details because it was the first hand that I played. There was a $6 straddle on the button. I called along with 2 other players. The button checked his action and we went to the flop. The flop came ace 3-5 with 2 spades. I was excited to see 2 spades on the board, but I only checked being in a small blind. Next player checks, the other player bets 20. The button folded. I called the 20 and the other player folded, so we were heads up to the turn. The turn brought a 2 of spades. Imagine my excitement. I checked. The other player decides to bet 50. I think for a while and I smooth call. I don't want to scare him away by raising and have him thinking I hit a flush. We go to the river. It's a 4 of clubs. Perfect. There's a straight on the board. So maybe I can get a call out of this, having him think I'm trying to bluff at it with a straight on the board and get him to fold. I decide to bet 50. He thinks about it for a while, but doesn't fall for my tricks, and he folds. So I take down my first pot of the night. Okay, so the next hand I decide to play is Jack Queen of Hearts. I don't know what my position is. I don't know the terminologies. I'm sorry. But I know that I'm in seat 6. Seat 9 has a straddle of $10 on the button. 4 other players call the $10, and I call the $10. It gets around to seat 9. He checks his option, and we're 6-handed to the flop. The flop comes out ace of spades, queen of spades, and 10 of hearts. So I flop middle pair with a backdoor heart draw and a gut shot straight draw. So I'm pretty much prepared to call any amount. I have to see the turn. The small blind and the big blind both check. The next player bets 15. Cheap price for me. I can't wait to call. The button also called, and I believe either small blind or big blind called. So we were 4 players to the turn card. The turn brings us 6 of clubs. Oh, not quite what I wanted to see. I no longer have hopes of hitting a flush, so all I can hit is a gut shot straight or another queen. Or somebody could already have Broadway and I could be drawing dead to my queen. But who cares, we're here to play poker. The 2 players before me checked, and I also checked it to the button. He decides to bet 35.
I don't understand what's going on right now. Yo. There's 100. I dropped it like right about 35. A red check?
The 2 players before me fold, but I decide to call the 35 because I'm a degenerate and I want to see if I can hit my straight. Oh, the river brings a 6 of diamonds, not what I wanted to see. So now I have 2 pair, queens and 6s with an ace kicker. Of course I check, and the button takes a while before he does anything. He doesn't realize that we're heads up. He was kind of drunk, kind of annoying the whole time. I don't know.
It's just me and you.
He finally picks up a handful of green chips and puts them out there. I immediately fold. I don't know why he overbet the pot like that, but it was kind of annoying. Anyway, on to the next hand. Okay, another Hold'em hand that I played. I looked down at 9 of spades, 10 of clubs. There was a $10 straddle on the button, and I was small blind, so I'm first to act. I called the $10. The action moves around the table where 5 other players end up calling the $10. And a little disclaimer here, my camera catches the button's bottom card. I could never see it during the session, but my camera does because my camera is sitting on the table. I would never cheat or compromise the integrity of the game. I love the game too much. But anyway, it gets to the button. He raises 15 more, which makes it a total of 25. I called the 25, and so do 5 other players. So we're 7 players to a flop.
Family pot, 7 players. Got 2 seats open.
The flop comes Jack of hearts, 10 of hearts, and 6 of spades. I'm first to act, and I check. Action checks around to the player right before the button. He decides to bet 65. The button folds.
65.
And I think for a while, and I decide to call.
I'll call.
I have middle pair, which gives me showdown value, and he might only be betting a flush draw. 2 more players decide to call the 65, so we're 4-handed to the turn card.
What are y'all doing?
The turn brings the worst card that I could ever think of, a 6 of hearts. Pairs the board and brings the flush. To my surprise and complete shock, it checks around, and we go to the river, which comes a 5 of spades. I immediately check like I didn't want no smoke. As you can see, the player after me is thinking a long time. He's thinking about betting. He's thinking about bluffing. I know this because he's taken entirely too long, and he finally checks.
Now it's on you. You check? You check? Okay.
Oh my God, everybody check. I turn my hand over. I have a pair of 10s, and it's good. I win with 10s and 6s. I cannot believe it.
Nobody called with a flush draw? Oh my God. Oh my God. Get it over here. Yeah. Get it over here though. Yeah, they already know how I do. Yeah, I'm vlogging.
You would have called 200?
Oh hell no! I was gonna snap phone. That's why I was telling. That's why I was telling him not to rush you, like because I thought you were about to bet.
You always have
The guy who was thinking about betting says he didn't because I always have it. Well, thank God for table image. Shortly after this, the floor lets me know there's a seat open at the round and round table for me. Let's go play some PLO, baby. So I get over to the round and round table where I look down at a PLO hand of 9 of clubs, 5 of clubs, 6 of diamonds, 7 of hearts. Everything's connected and I got 1 suited. So looks good to me. I'm gonna call. And just FYI, we play Congress style during PLO. We put something on the button. It can range from 5 to 15. And this person who had the button had 5 on their button. 4 of the players called the $5 and it got to the button who checked their option. So we're 6-handed to the flop. The flop comes 8 of spades, 5 of spades, ace of clubs. The first player checks. I was grabbing chips to bet. As the action is checking around, I had to let everybody know that the action was on me. I put out a small bet of $15 since I was wrapped on the straight draw. I get 1 caller and then the next player, as he's trying to fold, flips his hand over. I make a joke telling him he has all my outs.
Damn it, boy. God damn, man. That is all of my outs.
Everybody see the exposed card?
I think that I got 1 other caller, so we're 3-handed to the turn, which turns out to be a pretty good card for me. It's the 7 of diamonds, which gives me the nut straight and 2 pair. So of course I potted. It's $75.
I ain't know it was that much. God damn.
I get 1 call and the other player folds, so we're heads up to the river. My 1 caller was a little confused about the amount. She put out 35 at first, so we had to clarify. But on to the river. which is the stupidest river I've ever seen in my life. The ace of spades. Oh, why does this happen to me? Of course I check and my opponent bets the pot. And of course I snap fold in disgust.
Terrible river, bro.
The huge variance in PLO is something you gotta get used to. Can't complain, just gotta move on to the next hand, because you have the opportunity to win huge pots. So on to the next PLO hand. I look down at 7 of diamonds, 7 of spades, 6 of hearts, and 10 of diamonds. Now these are the kind of hands I can't resist. Mid-connected cards, at least 2 of them suited. Let's go. There's 15 on the button. The player right after the button, min raises it to 30. I snap call. Oh, it looks like somebody's about to raise. No! 150? For what? I guess everyone after that folded, and the player right next to me snap calls it. I think about it for a while. I really like my hand. And I didn't come here to fold. I gotta call it.
I call 150.
So I think we're 3-handed to the flop.
My bad.
The flop comes 3 of hearts, 8 of clubs, king of spades. Not a good flop for my hand. Player before me checked, I checked, and the player that initially raised at 150 pre-flop bets 400.
400 to bet.
The player right before me folds, and I immediately fold as well. No good.
Both beats me.
Both of them beat me.
Both of them beats me.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the very next hand. I'm under the gun, and there's a $15 straddle before me. I look down at 8 of diamonds, 4 clubs, 6 of spades, and 5 of diamonds. Another one of those hands I love to see. So I call the 15.
To be fair to everybody.
The button said he was going to raise his option, and that's just what he did. He tried to raise the 115, but I quickly corrected him that the pot was only 90.
Yeah.
Oh, there's enough people on 115. 90. You sure? Yeah.
Sir, I call that 90.
I call. Now I'm gambling.
We all do. What the hell do you think we're doing here?
I believe we got 3 other callers, so we're going to be 5-handed to the flop.
The $10 back. Thank you. That's be my only win if I'm this spot. That $10. I got this back. Got 5 pairs, guys. Oh no.
The flop comes 5 of clubs, 9 of diamonds, 5 of spades. Yay, I think I have a 5. I believe I did the look back to my hand to make sure I had a 5, and then I went all in. For a whopping total of $280. Let's see if I can get a call. Come on, guys, come on. Somebody call me.
I gave you no hand. Thank you.
Everyone's slowly looking at their hands, and then they're folding in disgust. The last player to fold says he'll let me go, like he's doing me a favor. Thanks, man.
I have beautiful hand, pre-flop.
Yeah, you did. You did have big one.
Yeah, it's a raise.
So you fold?
Yeah, of course.
I decided to show everyone the 5, as they already knew. I win this pot without much of a fight, and I think I'm probably going to call it a night after this.
Welcome to the game. $660.
Thank you, sir. All right, so it's 6:08 in the morning. I'm leaving Poker Bar and Grill. They close at 6. I'm leaving Poker Bar and Grill. It was a decent session.
I mean, a lot of moves I should have made. I don't know. I could have played differently, but you know, I didn't lose. I was in for 300, out for 660. So you know, that's a win overall. But yeah, I could have did some things differently. Especially in PLO. You know, it started off. I sat down at Holdem for a little while because there was no PLO ready. The round and round was full. So I sat down at Holdem and I ran I started with 300 there and I had 500 when I left and went to PLO. And then I end up, you know, finally cashing out for 660. I hit a nice hand pretty much at the end before it was time to go. So, but yeah. Good session overall, but it was pretty decent. I was on a time constraint. Coming here at 3 in the morning and knowing that they close at 6 is probably not a good idea. You know, you want time when you're playing, but I just wanted to play. I wanted to put the video out. You know, this is my first video. Had a lot of technical difficulties. My phone memory, you know, was full. The storage was full. So I stopped recording and was like, well, I guess I'll just use what I have. But then I remembered I have a second phone. So I started using that. And I was able to get some key hands at the end. The one that got me back up. Because I was down to like maybe 300 back to even. And then that last hand before we almost had to leave, that got me back to up to like 700. And then I played one hand and lost that. So that's how I ended up getting down to like 6 something. But overall, decent session. You know, I'm not complaining or mad about it. 3 hours, you know, made 360. It's $120 an hour. But yeah, so that's it, man. Appreciate y'all. This is my first vlog, you know what I'm saying? Keep riding with me. I'm gonna try to release content all the time. So yeah, and let me comment and let me know how you like it too. You know what I'm saying? If I need what I need to do more. I will say that though, some of it's kind of blurry. Some things are blurry, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry about that. This camera, I got to get used to this camera and what settings I have. And then with my phone, I'm going to have to delete a lot of things on my phone because I use my phone at the table. And then I use my camera, you know, in the car and at home. But yep, let me know how you like it. Comment. Please subscribe if you want to see more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm out.